Well, listen, good afternoon. Hello to everybody out there in the world of Costa women. So I'm just getting myself a little bit comfortable. My guest who you can't see at this moment, but I can hear her. It is a little bit warm today. It's a little bit more than a little bit warm, to be fair. But this is another Costa Women Hangout with me, Fiona, and my guest today is the lovely Tina Sibley. Good afternoon, Tina.
Hi, Fiona. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Sorry if we all sound a little bit loud and echoey, but we're doing without headphones because they seem to be causing a little bit of a malfunction, just to put you all in picture. So Tina, in Spain, right this minute.
I am, yes, I'm in Spain, and it's very hot. I'm not used to it yet. Oh dear, you've frozen.
Whereabouts in Spain are you?
Oh, hi. Sorry, you froze for a moment then. Good old technology.
Don't worry, it'll all come out in the end.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, I'm actually in La Linea, which is literally just across the border from Gibraltar. And it is wonderful here. I can't quite get over my luck that I live in such a beautiful place.
And how long have you been over here?
I have been here just a month now, so I've been in my little house here for literally just over 3 weeks. So it's all very new and very exciting still.
Okay, super. And how did you
Sorry?
How did you Costa Women?
I found Costa Women through a friend of mine, Karen Phipps. Karen has been coming back and forth to Spain for several years now, and she's a member, so she told me about Costa Women when she knew that I was planning on coming out here. So she said, oh, you must join. They're a lovely bunch of women, they're really lovely. So yeah, so here I am.
Cool, absolutely. So tell us then, what does Tina do here? What's made you come over here?
Well, what made me come over here, quite simply, the sunshine, the lovely outdoor living, the laid-back lifestyle. A friend of ours got a job over in Gibraltar about 4 years ago, and we came to visit on holiday, fell in love with it, and then it's been a goal ever since to actually relocate out here. And fortunately, this year, we managed to make that dream a reality to come over here. And as far as what do I do right now, I've kind of been on a prolonged holiday. It's been brilliant, but I really need to start getting my head now into the fact that I'm not actually here on holiday. I live here, and I'm going to have to get my head back around work as well. Work for me is I've got a couple of things really. The main thing that I do is I help business owners and entrepreneurs to speak about their business so that they can attract more clients and make more sales and increase their income. So presentation and public speaking skills really, both online and offline, online when the technology is working. And
just help you just one second. I'm just going to pop my because I think I've got an echo this end. So one moment. Okay, carry on.
Okay, yes. Yeah, so I help people with what to say when they're speaking about their business in terms of when they go out networking, if they give little talks and all that kind of thing, because public speaking and presentation skills is one of the biggest fears. A lot of people are really, really good at what they do, but they're not that great at talking about what they do. And I found that it's not good enough just to be good at what you do. And it's not even good enough to be a good speaker, but there are certain things you have to kind of do and say to make people take that step and actually work with you. So that's really
so yes, it's one of the fundamental skills of networking, isn't it? When you actually then have to meet the people face to face and do your elevator pitch or your 30-second intro.
That's it, yeah, the dreaded, the elevator pitch, which, you know, again, people generally haven't got a clue. And it's not surprising, really, because not that many people teach what to say in the elevator pitch. And then with the sort of 30-second intro, or infomercial, as I call it, or intromercial, that Oh, people don't use that to their fullest opportunity, because and they're different. A lot of people who do teach elevator pitch, they just call it elevator pitch, but there's actually two different ones. In fact, there's more than two different ones. You've got the standard over coffee, and if you launched your full intro commercial as an elevator pitch over coffee, you'd scare people to death. You know, it would be.
Yeah.
but then again, when you do get your 30 seconds or your minute or whatever it is, it varies from, you know, place to place. That's a golden opportunity and a captive audience. So you can afford to ham it up a bit more and really, you know, smack home a bit of impact, because otherwise people especially if there's a lot of people doing an intro after an intro after an intro after an intro, unless you stand out, you're just going to be easily forgotten. So I kind of help people come up with something that's going to make you stand out, and it doesn't really matter if it's cheesy or over the top. Of course, it's got to fit with your personality. You know, there's no good
finding your unique selling points as well, isn't it?
Pardon?
Finding your unique selling points as well. And
absolutely, yeah, most definitely.
So you can teach people how to do this, and sort of like, do you do like one-to-one lessons or something like that?
I do work one-to-one. I work in a variety of different ways. I either work with people one-to-one over Skype or face-to-face if they happen to be local. My face-to-face work at the moment is zero, because I've left them all behind in the UK. So I need to make new contacts here. But yes, I work with people on Skype or Hangouts or various other webinar platforms, literally all around the world. I've worked with people in Australia, the States, Canada, and it's a lot of fun, although time zones can be a bit challenging. And I also do group stuff, so I do webinar-based programs where I get, you know, a lot of people on all at once. And depending on how many are on, we can still have the chat, you know, and I can talk to people one-to-one during the webinar or answer questions during the webinar as well. And that's a lot of fun as well.
Cool. Have you tried to go on Facebook Live yet?
I haven't used Facebook Live much at the moment. For some reason, my personal account, I've only ever seen that little Facebook Live button once. I don't know whether it's my phone is quite an old phone. I really need to upgrade it. So it's a smartphone, but it's I don't think it's smart enough.
Yeah, I've been playing with it, and I've now worked out my new phone actually probably isn't up to the job of various things as well. So, but I've been having quite a lot of success with it, so I'm quite happy with it. Well, maybe we'll have to have a hangout together, and you can help talk to my cyber heroes and maybe some of the Costa Rica breakfast groups, and do an online little talk on what step, you know, maybe some key steps, and then people can get in contact with you afterwards.
I'd love to do that. Very happily.
Cool. Now, I've been listening to you speaking. I can't pick up where you're from in the UK. Do reveal.
No, I'm a bit of a mongrel, actually. I was born in the Midlands, but there's virtually no Midlands there, because when I was about a year old, my parents moved to Wales. So sometimes you can pick up a bit of a Welsh twang. And then I moved from Wales down to the West Country, to Plymouth, where I've pretty much spent the last 30 years on and off. I lived in France for a couple of years, and I've just spent the last year up in Aberdeen, up in Scotland. So yeah, my accent's hard to place.
I was tossing between the two, because I be a Denmark myself. I come from Torquay originally, but then I spent a lot of time in the West Midlands in Solihull. But can't tell
I have lived in Solihull for a long while.
So listen, you're all the way over here now in La Linea. You're a little bit of a vacation at the moment, but no doubt the Costa Rican ladies down that way will benefit from your skills no end. One final question though, what's been the biggest challenge getting over here? So for anybody else following in your footsteps, what would you suggest?
Well, one of the biggest challenge for me was the removal company. They broke over 50 of my items on the removal. And I think a lot of that was they just really chucked, if you saw the state of the boxes, they chucked the boxes around. So don't assume they're going to look after your stuff. If I'd had any idea, although yes, I pack carefully, I use bubble wrap, I can understand why now. You know, when you buy something, the item is this big and the packaging is this big and it's stuffed full of polystyrene and foam and all of that kind of stuff. So if you've got anything, fortunately, anything too precious wasn't damaged, but so many of the things, because it kind of wasn't particularly fragile or particularly special, I only kind of just wrapped it in a little bit of paper and a bag or something. I didn't, and I should have used mountains of bubble wrap instead of just an ordinary amount. So that would be one thing. And the other thing is, I love my little house that I'm in. Absolutely love it, but it hasn't got air conditioning. And I asked about air conditioning, and they said, oh, you won't need it. The house is insulated, and we have this special glass on the windows. It doesn't get hot. Well, it may not get hot in terms of the locals, but for me, I'm like,
oh dear. Especially as we are just having a really hot burst, aren't we? We've got the winds over and it's gone super hot. Well, listen to it with you. Send me all the details on how ladies can get in contact with you to pop underneath the video, and we'll look at doing something in the future to help ladies some top tips on their battery 30-second elevator stroke.
Absolutely,
pitch.
That would be brilliant. I look forward to it.
All right then. Thanks a lot, Tina. Speak to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.